Lads and ladies, buckle in. It's movie night, and here we go with another recommendation. Gone Girl. Now, definitely the ladies are going to love this one. Now, for you lads out there, look, I'm a lad, okay? Now, there's a lot of movies out there that are for women, and I wouldn't be watching them. I wouldn't, and I'd understand the same way if women are like, oh, that's just a man's movie, forget it, I'm not going to watch it. But I'm telling you now, this is one of those movies that I think a lot of lads out there get the impression that it is a real woman's movie. It's not. It's not. This is it's a savage, classic movie because it's like a mirror, a warning, like a mind game all rolled into one. And what just gets revealed in this movie, you're just like, what in God's name, lads? And Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, David Fincher behind the camera. And what you get a story makes every man think, I would reckon, that, God, I hope I never end up in this situation. And every woman thinks, well, she kind of does have a point. You can see it from both angles here. It's man versus woman in a weird way in this movie. And it's one of the most uncomfortable, fascinating, can't look away films that you probably see. And if you're in a relationship, well, maybe watching this movie together is a bit of a dare. What is the deal, right? Okay, on the outside, you've got the perfect couple. The perfect couple. You've got Nick and Amy Dunne. And picture perfect marriage, at least that's the story in the magazines. But the truth, their marriage is rotting from the inside out. Now, Nick is distant. Nick is bored. Nick is messing around on the side. And then Amy feels invisible. Amy feels discarded. Amy is furious. And then one day,
fake a convincing murder, you have to have
poof, she disappears. Gone. Like a fart in the wind. And blood in the house, police everywhere, the media swarming, and now who's the prime suspect? Well, obviously it's the husband, of course. But here's the conflict. This isn't your average missing person thriller because Amy is not the victim. And this isn't giving things away. In fact, this might make you even want to watch this more. Amy is the mastermind. I'll just leave it there. And what unfolds is a psychological battle between a cheating husband and a wife who basically turns vengeance into an art form. It's directed by the great David Fincher, lads. I mean, this guy, he's had so many classics. Seven, Fight Club, Social Network, so many greats, And when Fincher, when he does a thriller, the guy doesn't miss. He scores bullseye every single time, man. And he knows how to make you lean forward. Not just forward, uncomfortable, not just uncomfortable, hooked. And Rosamund Pike, oh man, in fairness, if you thought this was going to be another Ben Affleck movie, think again. Rosamund Pike put on one of the she put on one of the coldest, sharpest, scary performances ever. Because she's not coming out like Jason and Freddy Krueger, like horror characters. This is deeper. This is potentially real life and what can happen with vengeance and people who are bitter, angry, and the cool girl monologue, that's not that's just not dialogue, lads. That's a scalpel cutting right through modern gender roles. And Affleck, now I wouldn't be the hugest fan of Ben Affleck. I think he's been really good in some certain movies. And he's good to watch. He's got presence, charisma. But he is perfectly cast in this, I think. Perfectly cast. Because half the time you don't know if you want to root for him or actually smack him in the face. And he's kind of smug, clueless, charming, and slimy all at once. And which makes him believable as the guy the media can't figure out. Is he a grieving husband? Or is he the murderer? Now, as the story does unfold, like, you start to realize Gone Girl, it's not just about a marriage gone wrong. It's about image. And it's not even just about image, it's about performance. It's about how men and women play roles for each other and kind of for society. Amy's tired. She's tired of pretending to be the perfect wife. Nick is tired of pretending to be, Nick is tired of pretending to be the perfect husband too. And instead of therapy, they decide to blow the whole thing up, you know? And the media circus becomes a character of its own. News anchors, talk shows, opinion pieces. It's all a trial. It's all a trial, like, by public perception. And we, the audience, get sucked into it too. You know? Who's lying? Who's lying, or who's telling the truth, you know? And not just that. And how far would you go to protect yourself or punish the person who betrayed you? Look, I will say one thing, okay? I'm not giving away the movie, but if you don't want to know what happens at the movie, turn off now. Turn off now. However, okay, I would say is that I'm going to keep going here. The climax is insanity, all right? Amy, blood-soaked and manipulative, walks back into the house like she's just returned from the grave. And Nick, he's no choice. He can't expose her. He can't fight her. He's trapped. And that's what makes it horrifying. It's not the murder. It's not the lies. But the realization that someone's the scariest... the scariest prison is the one you build with another person. It's not just about who's right or wrong. It's about two people locked together in mutual destruction. Now, just so you know, this isn't giving anything away either, because there's a lot more to it than she shows up alive. All right? So, it continues. Now, like I said, it's about two people locked in together in mutual destruction, smiling for the cameras, pretending everything is fine. And then that final shock Nick faces as he realizes he's chained to her forever. Like, that's not Hollywood, man. That's hell. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. You feel trapped in your relationship, whether it's a man or a woman that you're dealing with. You know, and your heart does kind of go out for the guy. So, let's wrap it up. Why should every man, woman watch Gone Girl? Because it's not just entertainment. It's a study in modern relationships to a degree, in gender roles, in the masks we wear to make love look perfect, you know. Now, not every couple is going to end up having one person go missing, but, you know, people can do some crazy stuff to each other. It's about betrayal. It's not even just about betrayal. It's about vengeance and betrayal, vengeance, performance. It's a cautionary tale, maybe. It's a thriller and a sick love story.
Whoa. That sounds
all at once. And here's the kicker. It'll make you ask questions about your own relationship, maybe, and about honesty. About, not just honesty, about power and the little manipulations that we all can do. And what happens when those manipulations stop being little? Like, this is not a film you watch and forget. It's one you argue about, one you probably could quote, one you bring up in conversations for years, because it ain't just a thriller. It's a reflection of what love looks like when it goes nuclear. And you'll sit there, think she's the bad one, he's the bad one, but at the exact same time, you'll start to agree with the both of them, and you'll completely disagree with both of them. It's a head spin, lads. It's a head spin. But anyway, guys, Gone Girl, what a show.
Peter.
Wow.